Jenny Real Light. That's her name. Jenny Real Light came to the guild called Blue Pegasus. They needed their female member, I guess. They had Ichia and the three boys who, he calls them Ren, Eve, and Ibiki. Ibiki and Jenny were like, really cool together. Like they fuck around, friends. They're like, that's his lap princess, this girl. So she joined, Blue Pegasus, but she didn't just do that. She became Sorcerer Weekly's, new, swimsuit model, like the face of, the guy who's like, ooh, cool, that guy. He was like, yeah, this is the new girl and shit, who's, cool on the block, and she's, doing her thing, you know. But Mira Jane came back, and then the crowd was like, okay, since it's these two fighting each other, we'll make this match special, and we'll have them, show off a little bit. Who wears a swimsuit better? Is it the older person, Mira Jane Strauss, or is it, the newcomer, um, Miss Real Life, Jenny. And they, did that for a little bit, and Mira Jane won, and then Mira Jane won the real battle too. She had like some type of form of transformation magic too. But this girl was never, she didn't even do shit. Like, she transformed into like a suit of armor, right? But then she devil form came out of Mira Jane, and she was like, it was cool. Like Mary Jane's like, it's cool doing this thing, with the swimsuits and shit. But now it's time for you to lights out for you. She was the weakest one in the tournament probably. If I had to guess, even her boyfriend could like whoop her ass. And he's not even like a combatant. He's like really big brain. But I know he could fuck her up if he needed to. Because she turned on them or whatever. But she ain't a powerhouse. She is, like I said, a Sorcerer Weekly model, and then like she's one of the female members of Blue Pegasus. Um, but 78 for her strength and 80 for her speed, 76 for the durability, and a 77 for the endurance, 80 for the intelligence, and 83 for the experience. 80 for the intelligence, 83 for the experience. 75 for, or no, 76. Uh, 75 for the close skills, 78 for the range skills, and 80 for the Riku. 80 for the hacks, and overall power score was 78.7 for Jenny. Real life. Be cool, Kwan Corner.